Welcome to week 8 of Spark Nature, Homes and Habits.
Hi friends, welcome to Spark Nature, week 8, Homes and Habits. Today we dived into our favorite topic of all, animals. We studied the bear, deer, rabbit, hummingbird, and fox, learning about their senses, tracks, poop identification, habitats, and special skills. We also did a paper-mâché lesson, but first, Mr. Adam weighs in.
Right now, I want you to guys use your intuition. You know what intuition is? It's kind of like that little voice in your belly. That's why it comes from your gut. It's kind of the thing that says, maybe you should go this way instead of that way. Follow your intuition and see if maybe where you think a fox might live or like to live, or a rabbit, or a bear.
So we set out for our morning walk and found our very first discovery.
It's bear poop, or bear scat. And you can see that he was eating corn. Maybe some other stuff in there too, but he definitely hit a corn patch.
We took some time to meander around the property, and instead of a meditation this week, Mr. Adam chose to read everyone a book, How Diablo Became Spirit.
So it starts off and it says, I breathe for me. So take a breath in. I breathe for you. I breathe for us. I breathe for all that surrounds us. So now we got a good little breathing. We got our breaths all together.
Then Mr. Adam guided us to connect with different animals from the heart. Through deep breaths, setting intentions, and opening ourselves up to listen, we were able to receive messages from the animals through words, images, sounds, and symbols. During free play, while most of the kids were outside, a few stayed to help Mr. Sebastian prepare for paper-mâché, ripping up the massive pile of brown paper we collected from our community. They tore, shredded, and crumbled up until we had mountains of it. But before we began our sculptures, it was time to deep dive into our animal study.
So we're going to talk about animals today, but we're going to talk about their homes and their habits.
First up, the deer.
One of the ways we can track the habit of an animal is by identifying its footprints, because that tells us where it's walked, right?
Next up, the rabbit.
Question was, what does a rabbit have that makes it unique?
Jump. It jumps really high.
It can jump really high.
And fast. Overly sized.
And they're really fast.
Oh.
Foxes were next.
Crepuscular means they like to be out in the very early morning and in the early night, called dawn and dusk. So they're kind of in between. They're not only out at night and they're not out in the day. They're out right in that kind of medium time.
And finally, bear.
So bears, if they're down fishing with Mr. Rob, what do you think they like to eat? They like to eat fish, salmon, trout. What else do bears eat?
During the lesson, we encouraged the children to use their field journals. The younger ones drew pictures of the animals, their tracks, and the foods they love to eat, while the older kids took notes and recorded facts. To be honest, the hummingbird made it to our list back when we planned the curriculum in spring. But if I were to do it again, I would probably swap it for another forest friend. Still, the kids loved sharing what they knew, and we were so impressed by how much knowledge they already have. And then came the best part. We left the art studio and headed into the forest to search for signs of who else calls this land home. We went off the beaten path, explored new quarters of the woods, and found so much poop. The kids were thrilled to play detective, searching for clues and making wild discoveries along the way.
Here, bear poop, and then you just see through here, there's some deer tracks in the mud. Right here. Here. There's some more poop. Oh, what's in this one? Oh.
So much fascination, wonder, and excitement. Next up, what everyone's been waiting for, paper-mâché, one of our favorite projects that Mr. Sebastian teaches.
It's an art medium that allows you to do sculptures. Does anybody remember what goes into paper-mâché? Exactly. Flour, glue, and water. Okay? We are going to be mixing flour, glue, and water. And when they get wet, they're going to turn into like this pasty substance. And with that pasty substance, you're able to build 3D sculptures. Paper-mâché is used using newspaper, but I like using this craft paper. So how it's going to work is this. You're going to get a base. Your base is going to look like this. This is what your paper-mâché is going to be built on. If this is your board, you can make yours, let's call this option A. Option A is going to look like this, where you make the face of your creature right on the board like B. Option B is if I'm looking at my paper, if I'm looking at my platform and I'm making a fox, or I'm making a bear, I'm going to make a bear that is, it's going to be sticking up, right? Option A is to make the mask where it comes out like this. Option B is to make the creature so it's like it's standing up. Sometimes do this. I'll take a dry piece of paper mache, or a dry piece of paper, and then the wet sheets are going to be all covered in glue. And then you're going to just start sticking this on, and it's going to be like a glue because glue's in there. And it's going to start sticking to your paper, okay?
And then it was time to get messy. Everyone watched in awe as Mr. Sebastian mixed up the paper mache and gave each table a chance to make their own batch. The kids jumped right in, hands deep in the gooey mixture of paper, flour, and water, laughing and experiment as they went. Soon the whole room was buzzing with focus and creativity, each tile sculpting one of the 5 animals we explored earlier in the day. Paper mache is one of our favorite projects because it is a full body learning experience. It strengthens fine motor skills, builds sensory awareness, and teaches patience as layers come together slowly. It also helps kids understand form, texture, and transformation, watching something soft and shapeless turning to something solid and real. By the end, tables were covered in creatures of all shapes and sizes, some familiar, some mysterious. It might be hard to tell exactly what is what right now, but stay tuned. Next week, we paint. Today was such a brilliant day. Kids just love animals, and we love learning right alongside them. Here are a few reflections from the day.
Observations. Giving children hard projects is a really great testament to what they can do. Paper-mâché is not easy. It involves multiple steps. It involves having a vision of what your animal is going to look like, whether you build it in 2D or 3D, and building on top of it, and seeing them follow subsequent steps and get to the point where they see the animal come to life in front of them using their own hands is a really, really special thing.
So despite the cold, we were still able to get the children outside to explore some different homes and habits. We encountered quite the amount of bear scat and some other different poops along the way, which kept everybody's interest and joy in those moments. We also got to look for some different birds up in the trees. We found a couple of nests. It was really enjoyable. And, you know, the fire of curiosity really kept us warm out here in the cold on this day.
So we're 8 weeks into our 13-week fall semester, and we definitely had to contend with the bitter cold today, but that didn't stop us. One of my favorite parts was that we ventured deeper into the land. We're here on 6 acres, and we have our trails, which we tend to stay on, but today we went rogue and we went more off the beaten path to explore, and in the process we found a lot of poop from bear, for deers, and it was so much fun. It was really exciting when we made these discoveries.
That's a wrap for week 8, Homes and Habits. Today was full of fun as we learned about animals and brought them to life using paper-mâché sculpting. We can't wait to build on this next week as we dive deeper into each animal's strongest and weakest senses. As always, thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and help us spread the spark. Get yourself and your kids outside.